Hey, what's up? Scott Balkum here with Imagination Creation Films. I got my cigar, I got my beer, and yep, it's Friday. Live stream. Oh, yeah. It's Friday, and that means it's live stream time. Just a little time with you and me and, a couple other folks out there on the interwebs talking about filmmaking, photography, cinematography, films, beer, cigars, whatever you want to talk about because it's Friday, and that's just how I like to do things. So, yeah. Welcome, everyone. And, to those of you who are just joining, if you haven't had a moment to click that subscription button, go ahead and do that right now. We'll wait. No, seriously, we'll wait. Yeah, it's just, right down there. And also, I do have a Patreon. If you want to support me that way, I appreciate it. So, welcome, everybody. Hey, we already got a lot of people in the house. I like that. It makes me feel oh so good. Wow, we are dropping frames like crazy. That didn't take long. Well, let's change that. Let's just change that to like that, and maybe that'll help. Does that help? Because I don't like to open up with really bad drop frames. No. That looks like it's a little better. There we go. Stabilizations. Is that faster than normal? The intro. I have to assume that it's notifying you because I gave it so much time and had enough time to process and get it out. I don't know. You never know. Yes. So, I was ever so hopeful because I was having some super fast internet earlier, and I was thinking maybe this is that moment in time when all the stars align. The moon is not just a super blood wolf astronomical thing moon, but also my internet was going to be fast and I could do a really high quality stream, but doesn't appear to be that case. So back down in quality we go, just so that you can enjoy me without me going, like that. So one of the things I've been working on, and it's something I've been complaining about, was getting the ability to see some type of video that somebody suggests, or their own video or something like that, and be able to play it back on here. I've got a solution. Not too terribly sure how well it's working, though. It seems like it's got a little audio delay, which sucks. But yeah. No, that's real fire. It's a candle. I decided to put candles in my, no, it's a LED flame bulb. I love them. They're kind of cool. They're just ugly as heck. They have this big ball, and then the bottom is a big white base that looks just like a fire. So I put, diffusion paper in my lights so that they look better. That's what a cinematographer do. I think, man, we are dropping. What is up with this? I don't want to do that today. I want my people to be all happy. Oh, man. Not good. Not good. How about that? I just dropped it even lower. Just a little bit lower. It would like me to be going at 4,500 kilobits. That ain't happening. We're okay. I guess if I move around probably a lot, it's probably going to drop frames like crazy. Let's see. Did it? Nope. And see, I even set the quality because I had read that if you change it so that the delay is higher, it would actually give it a cleaner output to the viewer. So I set that up, and there's about a 30-second delay now between what I'm saying and what you're saying. Well, you're not saying anything. Well, you might be. If you are, you're talking to YouTube, so that's a little weird. But what you're hearing live there. So 30 minutes, or 30 minutes, that would be hilarious. I'm already done. I'm off in the back smoking a cigar, and you're like, hey, great chat. Now, I'm hoping it's going to be a little, it doesn't, man. Yeah, we're running at 4.3% dropped packets now. That is not good. Not good. But how is everybody? How is everybody doing? Let me see if this thing will light today. Yeah, it will. Yeah, I was about to say, of course it won't. I've had problems with this thing. The spark always works, but it doesn't seem to ignite. Not sure how long I'll get to smoke this. I had a massive migraine this morning. That's no good. That's no fun for anybody. And it was affecting my brain, and I wasn't feeling too much like cigars because cigars affect your brain, beer affects your brain, migraine. Yeah, you know. So technically, you are in the future, and we're seeing your past self. Well, I've always actually been in the future. I probably wasn't supposed to say that. But just so you know, everything works out fine. The U.S. is still around. China is still China. Russia is still Russia. Facebook, though, that's hilarious. That's a great story. We'll tell that story. You got about 18 months before that story comes out. So, Bill Howard, the camera you have, it'll shoot 24p, right? Because I just noticed it last night when I was editing up your footage that everything was not syncing and your beautiful pan did not look as cool because it was stuttering. And I thought, huh. And I looked and you were at 30p, which is going to cause problems. Just so you know, YouTube takes everything. It makes it either 60 or 24, but it doesn't make it 30. So when you do 30, you're doing yourself a disservice, and you get that kind of stuttering that happened on the slide because it's converting it, it's downsampling to 24. So if you shoot in 24, it's better. So I have switched to watching you on my Samsung S8, and it seems to be a very solid stream. When I watch sometimes on Chrome, on PC, it's laggy. That's interesting. Maybe that says something about Samsung, or maybe it says something about solid streams because doctors want to talk to men about prostate problems. Ba-dum-ps. Yeah. So it's been an interesting week. I did get my video shot for Monday. And I think, Bill Howard, I think we should just tell everybody we're going to shoot it on Monday and release it on Wednesday for the reviews. And then we can do that twice so we can get caught up. That way we're only a week behind rather than 2 weeks. I have a video that comes out on Mondays, and so I don't really want to have competing videos on there. I think Wednesday might be a better solution for that, but you let me know. I'm somewhat flexible. And then the next review video is coming out on your channel, right? Are you recording that and editing that? How's that working? How's that? Man, this 30-second delay, or 30-hour, 3-year delay is going to be brutal for me. It's not dropping any more frames. I probably shouldn't have said that. Bill says sounds good, so of course it sounds good. I do have my my overhead now working, so you can actually see the beautiful artwork of the Alec Bradley cigar. I feel like this is beautiful. And then I can put my beer, like, well, I guess over here, and then, yeah, that. So yeah, I got the web ability. Let's test how that goes since everybody's kind of enjoying it. I'll go to Bill Howard's website. I will message you about how we will shoot it. Copy that. Let's see. Overhead looks good. Let's see here. I'm going to pull up Bill Howard's video. Hopefully Bill gives me permission to do this after this brief commercial interruption. Wow. And you're getting audio out of that too. Let's just take that off, skip that ad. And so we're going to switch over to web. If you don't like this, Bill, I have to go back and edit my whole live stream. That is laggy, right?
Look ahead, the sea is calm,
but you are hearing it, right?
But just wait.
But you're getting kind of like a stuttering frame.
Wait for better days to come
Feel
and
like
carry us like wind
that's what's happening.
in our sails. Hold on tight. I can smell the shore. It's right
But yeah, I can tell you that. How's that working? I was just let me know how that works. Laggy, yes. Audio sounds good. Okay, well that stinks. Yeah, I think that has to do with the way that OBS is capturing the video. And I think the only way I'm going to win here is I need to just get another laptop and run HDMI out and then screen capture that as an HDMI input on there. And I think that might actually make it work because this is not laggy. So this actually works. It's the screen capture, I think, that's the actual problem. Jim VR, no problems whatsoever from my end. Well, very good. Hello, Jim VR. How are you? It is, you should pull up the live stream on the live stream. I'm pretty sure that's what bad ideas are made from, but you know, I'm game. I feel like nothing could go wrong. Jim VR, no problems whatsoever from my end. Well, very good. Hello, Jim VR. How are you? Oh, just now getting to that. Nice. It is. Well, there we go. There's the live stream. Pull up the live stream on the live stream. I'm gonna talk about. You know what? Let me just count one. I'm pretty sure that's what this seems like. Well, maybe I could imitate myself, but I'll just. Okay, I'm touching my laptop. I feel like nothing. I feel like nothing good is going. No problems whatsoever. Yeah, I don't think that's. Just now getting to that. Nice. That was fun. We're not doing that anymore. Live stream inception. Live streamception. I don't know. That sounds a little vulgar, Bill. Maybe. Yeah, I don't know. Rec 601 to 709 interpreted as 601 alert. I should not be set on 601. Let me make sure, because that's a no-no. Scotty, don't play that. Well, where is my... I'm 709. Where's the 601 coming from? Huh, maybe it's on my, we're just going to diagnose the whole interwebs here. YUV, auto select, Rec 7, I'm just going to choose Rec 709. Maybe it's the partial. Let's see. Let's get rid of that. Let's go full, baby. Ooh, look at that dynamic range. Yeah, not really helpful. Okay, so when you played the screen cap, though, it was majorly faded. Interesting. Well, that could be. Let's see what we get here. There's no way to do this. All right, well, how to be a puppeteer. Now you can read all my, you can see all the people I subscribe to. Yeah, that's good. So you got that going for me. Let me just change this window capture here. Properties. So yeah, subscribe to all. No, there's no setting for that. That's a little weird. Yeah, subscribe to all those people. They're good people. Adrian and Adam Grumbo. Yeah, they're good folks. So if you pull up a live stream with delay and then play it without delay, does that bring us into the future also? No, Bill, it does not. Sadly, you will be in what we call a loop. That was a big delay for such a short word. Maybe it was rec to PC 709 of ours. I don't know. That's a little weird. It should not have triggered that. Overhead shot, maybe? Let me see that one. I don't believe that one is Rec 601 either. Nope, it's Rec 709. I don't know. It's very odd. Very, very odd. So, Will, how are you? What are you up to? You enjoying Fridays? Fridays better for you? You get to fly everywhere except for one location now? Well, I could probably switch that off there. There we go. I mean, you don't need to sit there and see the cigar slow smolder into deliciousness. It was only when I went into Inception mode. Huh. Maybe that's what it is. It's a built-in half-life on the YouTube stream to keep you from causing like a wormhole or a black hole that will open up and just destroy the planet. It has a self half-life. That makes a because you go from 709 to 601, and then they probably made up some number like a 342, and then it just goes to black. And yeah, okay. Better than Monday, still thawing out. Yeah, I have never. I've kind of wondered just how much heat it takes to warm a house when it's negative 60 out. That has got to be insane. And I guess gas to the rescue, like clockwork. As soon as I start talking loud, my dog's like, you know what? I want to go outside. I don't want to be in here. No, Prancy, lay down. Every live stream, you have to be the center of attention. It's not going to happen this time. Just lay down. Will. Yep. Okay, fair enough. So we're smoking an Alec Bradley today. Hey, buddy. And then we're drinking another one of those Shiner Wicked Juicies. I like them. They're wicked juicy. I feel like that was developed in Boston. What do you think? Lots of wood. Do you do wood heat? Well, is that how you do it? I figured you'd do natural gas. I mean, we don't get that cold that often. So we just have a heat pump. And it works just fine for us, except when it got down to like 9 degrees once, then we had to turn on the emergency heat. And all right, I'm about to let my dog out because he's just going to prance around. And after reviewing the live stream last time, all you heard was prancing around because the audio picked it up, and that's not good for anybody. But here we go. That should be like a really good live stream. I should just like put it on the overhead and just have the slow smoke of the cigar. Oh, that'd be a good live stream. Just a cigar slowly being smoked. Oh, all 3 gas, electric, and wood. Wow. Hello, Bertram. How are you? Next is nuclear. Yeah, you can't have one. Unfortunately, who was it? One of the environmental groups shut that whole micronuclear thing down because we were all going to get those Toshiba micronuclear plants. Those were going to be awesome. Man, I remember seeing those. Where were they? I mean, they're the little trailer micronuclear plants made by Toshiba. And they produced like enough to power like 100 homes or like 500 homes. It was a lot. But now we don't get those. But now apparently I just saw the article that the military is going to use those in the field now. Well, it's a good use for them. I mean, they work. You've got a tried and true track record in submarines and ships and aircraft carriers. I mean, might as well put them on a trailer and, make little mobile targets. Bertram, are you branching out yet, or are you still filming the architectural world? Let's see. I have a box from the United Nuclear that says otherwise. You don't have one of those those isotope decay. What are they called? The radioisotope decay generators, whatever those things are that they use on satellites, that the Russians used to use on their lighthouses. Isotope decay generator or something like that. Only rates as a hand warmer? Well, if that is one of those radioisotope things, then that means it's really, really old, because they had a life of what, like 30, 35 years? Not a Geiger counter. No, they're the devices, and it through the decay of really, really mild nuclear or radioactive isotopes, it generates electricity, and they can only generate like maximum 400 watts, and then they slowly decrease. That's what Voyager has, and all of those have them. And then they produce a hell of a lot of radiation, which is always good for sensitive electronics. You posted a pool table today to see how much Facebook mangled it. You could do the YouTube. The problem with YouTube, it seems to be a problem with Facebook either, or both of them. Facebook does not like YouTube, and YouTube doesn't like Facebook, and the two shall never want to play together. Plutonium, that's not what it is. Oh, you're going to make me live look this up. Satellite energy source. They are called the sun. Oh, thanks. Radioisotope thermoelectric generator, or an RTG. That's what they're called. And those would be really cool if we could figure out how to keep them safe. Every home gets one, and it sits in the back. What could go wrong? Oh, you don't have one of RTGs? Plutonium battery? That sounds like. Switch it over here to my overhead so you can enjoy my cigar while I get another beer. It sounds like Back to the Future. Runs on waste, like banana peels. I wish I had a Mr. Fusion. Well, I bet you do too. Your server farm would probably do really well with a Mr. Fusion. Back we go. Bing, there we go. It's a good time, good time. Let's see. It had some subtle smoke swirling around, and Facebook just threw up. Yeah, compression has a way of removing all of those little things we work so hard to put into our videos. Kim Lab into a Superfund site. Well, that's cool. The worst I did, which is really cool because I actually just connected on Facebook with my friend who, maybe I shouldn't incriminate him, who assisted me in my endeavors, but he had, those, I don't know what they are. They're glass vials, and they have cotton on them. and you break the end, and then you use them in wind tunnels, and it allows you to see the wind itself going over them. It produces like a smoke. Well, he had brought me a couple of them that he had acquired from his, I believe his garage or attic that I believe his dad had. And he brought them to me to school, and I had them in my locker so that I could take them home. And when I opened opened my locker, one of my books turned, and the vial spilled onto the floor and instantly filled the whole wing full of smoke. It was quite. I played dumb. I don't know. I don't know. And I got called to the principal's office. The principal read me the riot act, and I said I have no idea what they're talking about, because I immediately swept it up and put it in I think the wastebasket or something like that. All the kids were like, "Oh my God, we're poisoned!" And it was, it's harmless smoke, whatever it was. I don't know what kind it was. Maybe it's just, something horrible. We're all dying slowly, but I don't think so, because that seems like a bad decision. But yeah, that's what I did to my school. That was junior high. Seriously, that's what powered Voyager and Juno and Cassini. Yeah, but it's I don't know exactly how they work, but it's the decay of the old the isotopes of the radiation, whatever it is. It passes through something that vibrates, and the vibration then creates electricity, and then they get that kind of power. Not to harp, but I spent a good amount of time doing my first overlay in post, setting it to just the perfect opacity and whatnot. Anyway, now I want to not spend time being so subtle when posting to Facebook. Well, what was your resolution? Were you posting it as 4K? Because if you post it as 4K, they will take it a lot differently than if you post it as 1080. Does that make sense? Obviously 1080 is lower resolution, but I think they have a really high compression that they put on 1080. The other option, get a YouTube. I do not like Facebook video. And in fact, it's actually a serious pain in the rear to get all y'all's submissions off of Facebook, because Facebook doesn't let you download videos. And it's really hard to do that. And that's why they come out so small. Well, they come out low res, and I didn't want to do them disservice by blowing them up. But yeah, it's a pain in the rear. And what I don't want is, I don't want people to use the SB50 cinematography challenge as a way to like pimp their vlogs and, hey, check out this short film I did and all that. There'll be a time and a place, but not right now. Heat from decay next to a thermoelectric. There we go. Okay, you're right. Copy that. 1080p, 24 FPS. Yeah, you might. Yeah, I don't know. Let's see. Facebook stomps everything. Yeah, here comes Will. Will's your go-to guy for all the information that you needed to understand the math involved. CRF of 19, 23, and 28. 4K exported to 1080, that is. Oh, well, you might try outputting it in 4K and re-uploading it and see what happens. Will, what do you think? How does well, I'm guessing his stomps everything pretty much says that it doesn't really matter what it is, it's going to stomp it. It's a nice, quiet live stream this time. Oh, I was looking at the time, and I thought it said I'd been online for 46 minutes, but I hadn't. That was the countdown. How'd that word get through? That's weird. I thought for sure. You're tempting my demonetization there. Yeah, try it. See what happens. The worst that can happen is you're just out even more time. So, Will, how is it that you can get permission to all of those other locations, but the one location, they're like, no, you can't? How does that work? How are the others okay with that, but that one is not? And for those that are familiar, Will flies drones, and he has to get the exemptions to fly in certain airspaces because of restrictions, and so he has to fill out all the paperwork, go to the government, all this stuff, and he got all these clearances to fly all these great locations, except for one, which is equal to several other locations. It makes no sense. Nice little close-up fireplace shot. You know, yeah. Now that you said pool table, I'm thinking, did you do that for a slide? I didn't look yet. Is that the slide shot, or was that for a jib shot? For a slide shot, I can definitely see that. That would be interesting. Some moms let their kids eat candy and watch TV. Some keep their kids locked up in the cell. This is true. This is true. Simple as that. Did you ever get your turbine, your jet going? I'm sure it's just sitting in your basement there, just sitting next to you. Yeah, Bertram, I'll have to take a look at it because I can absolutely see a pool table as a perfect slide. That would be that'd be good. And I know Bill Hertzing has no excuse for his slide shot whenever he does his, because I know he has a little cheap slider. I don't have any sliders with me today. Oh yeah, I do. Here's my slider. I want to see people use this towel. It actually works. It really does. The softer the towel, the better. Nope, no time. Yep, sitting right next to you. Well, that's sad. Fix that. Yeah, I don't know if my migraine has dwindled, or if the cigar is just like, you ain't got a migraine. It could be that. It could be the beer. I doubt it's the beer because I've only had one and a quarter. Takes a lot more than that. Takes a lot more than that. Oh yeah. Yeah, Bertram, I'm expecting you to start like shooting weddings and doing vlogs and little short films any day now. You're getting all these simple tools and techniques, which you probably already knew, most of them, or probably all of them. But we're gonna make it more and more difficult. I think next week, Bill's going to make it a multi-challenge. I don't know. Bill's kind of crazy that way. He kind of does his own thing. It's I just go with the flow. I edit the videos and upload and say my spiel, and then watch him like luxuriously lounge as a generous slide goes up and down his body. And was that a little creepy? I think it was a little creepy, Bill. How is the experience? I mean, I'm still seeing I'm seeing lots of drop frames right now. Is before, when it would stop and start and stutter and all that stuff, is that the same as it was before? Because I'd much rather go back to the low latency because it allows you to interact with me faster. I was a second shooter on a wedding once. I understand. I'm not a fan of the weddings. I think I already shared my wedding stories, but the funniest wedding story was my neighbor, who I'm an ordained minister, just one of those interweb ordained ministers out there, and so I agreed to wed my neighbors, so that it'd be more of a family, kind of a fun neighborhood kind of thing. And then they asked, "Hey, I know you're officiating the wedding, but can you film it also?" That one cracked me up because that was rough. That was I can't do both. but I filmed it. In fact, I haven't given them the video yet. I still have it. Ugh. His slide was hilarious. It was. It was. He and I talked about very similar practical jokes. And since he mentioned it first, he got to do them. I was going to do another one to compete with that one, and I thought, no, I'm not going to do that. That's not right. But yeah, we both have a very similar sense of humor, and I try to be the good cop, and I guess he'll be the bad cop. And his stuff will be good this time. Well, I don't know. You can't top that last time. Although, personally, I would have liked to have seen your leg up a little bit instead of just both of them side by side. I figure this nice little prop would have really sensualized. Let's use that one instead. The slide that you did. But I will say, the slide that you did pulling a rope, that was pretty magical, actually. It was very, very smooth. Very, very jealous of how you accomplished that one. That was pretty good. Man, come on. I don't like smoking with my wrappers on. And this one won't peel off. There we go. Let's see here. Whatever you are doing now with the stream is great. You haven't cut out once. Well, all right then. So no dropping frames. You're not noticing any drop frames? Tell me this. I need to know this because it shows me I've dropped 3,055 frames, basically 4%. But if you're not experiencing them, that's the purpose. And that's what I'm trying to do. Bill hates weddings. Me too, buddy. Me too. Never doing wedding again. However tempting that money is. Yeah. Hello, Lewis Photographic. How are you, sir? Yeah, there is money in weddings, but with all the bridezillas and just the stress, I don't know. I don't feel good doing them. I mean, I really don't like it when my neighbors, not my neighbors, I'm sorry, my family will ask, hey, can you video the wedding? And I don't want to. I mean, I really don't want to, not because I'm not a nice neighbor or not a nice family member. I don't want that stress. I'm seeing some drop frames, but before you would buffer and everything. Got it. Okay, well, maybe I can find a happy medium because there's like 4 different options, and I was on low latency so that when you typed, I would get to see it much faster. This one is a full 30-second delay, so yeah, we'll see. Let's see what we got right here. I don't know how many people are actually on the live stream because it's never right. Let's do a show of hands. Just type something if you're on there. I know Bill, Bertram, Lewis, you're all on there, and Will. That's 4. It shows me others are connected. Just trying to see who's lurking, who's out there just lurking, not saying hello. I don't have to say sir. Oh, I say sir to everybody. I'd say sir to a 2-year-old sir. You know, it's just kind of that polite thing. But you know, it's cool. How are you? I am well. I'm well compared to this morning. I had a migraine this morning and was kind of disappointed because I really wanted to do my live stream on Fridays. I like that. I was afraid I wasn't going to get to, but migraine's gone away. So far, what I've found is if you get a migraine, I don't know how many of you actually have migraines, but you start to see the rainbow color stripe appear in your eyes. I take 2 Aleve and then lay down for 30 minutes, and it almost knocks it completely out. And that's music to my ears and my eyes as well. Let's see, we got the overhead shot. The cigar is it's doing okay. A little bit of little bit of inconsistent burn. This is the G7 up here. Well, I guess I should put it like this. And it has a much different look. I guess the dynamic range is probably what's killing me here than the GH5. It is really hard to get them to match without lifting the blacks on the G7, which is why this has got lifted blacks. It actually has a very millennial sort of look for the coloring. Now this, I think this looks great. Well, it's a little bright. I don't like the exposure on my skin a little bit. But I had it better earlier. Oh, it's because I went to full. That's what it is. Let's see. Let's see if this changes it. If I go down here and I change this to, yeah, okay, yeah. I don't like that look. Nope, going back. That's a partial video range. I'm going for full. Yeah, I like that better. Yeah, it's a little more flat, but you get a little more contrast in the shadows. Yeah, you can deal with that. Justin Boissier, Boissier, is that? I don't know how to pronounce that. I apologize. Hey, I get to watch you live now. Thanks again for all the advice. This is Tyler's friend. Oh, well, just to demonstrate what we were talking about. So this is the Stream Deck right here that I was telling you about, and this allows you to switch between different shots. I can switch to even like a web browser, or little dancing Santa. I can do all that from here. That's I actually practice what I preach. I use that, and this is my my little studio setup. I don't have a way to. I don't have the wide up right now, but I mean you can see the studio differently. But this is fake. It's a partition wall. This is a partition wall. This is I live in the world of fake. I'm a YouTuber. I'm just a fake. I mean, everything over here. I mean, when was the last time you saw... Well, I guess you can't see it because my big body's blocking everything out. I mean, a backlit typewriter. I mean, you only see that stuff on the internet. You don't see it here. Lewis says, it is okay. If I post the jib more than a week later, didn't find time this week, do it. Post it. Number one, I mean, if you don't make it before we do the actual review, then even still post it, because there's still other people are going to comment on it. And if they're not commenting on it, then we need to go talk to other people. But I mean, that's what the community's for. It'll pick up as we go. But I mean, it's really for all of us to interact on the group and help each other. So absolutely post it. Post it. Looks great though. Thanks, Justin. Let me know when you're ready to take that dive, because we can do like a quick little Skype call or something, and I can help you set it all up. It's not that hard. OBS is just a little tricky. I mean, I have the worst internet on the planet, and I mean, I can still get it out. I really do like the flame lights. I like that. I only did them the other day because I've got this wall set up as kind of like an outdoor wall for a couple of shots that you may or may not see on Monday. And yeah, I think it looks pretty good. Oh, I don't like that you can see my extension cord. Wow, right there. That's not good. It's a little wide of a shot right now, actually. I usually try to truncate the shot right about here. That way you don't see the extension cord. But I made it wide so you can see the flame lights. Yeah, Lewis, post away, buddy. We are all in this together, and we're just trying to make everybody better, including me, including Bill. We're all trying to improve. I mean, I'll have to admit that I did not get to shoot the slide that I wanted to shoot because my wife went to bed early. She was tired, and she needed to operate the slide while I was, of course, the beautiful actor. But she went to bed, so I ended up having to use slides from one of my short films. If you haven't seen that one, it was the California Part Two. Or, let's see, a story of water and time, California. Yeah. So if you haven't seen that one, those clips were from Yosemite when the water was flowing greatly, and those were done with the Cineslider that I had on here. I had the red on there, and I had them just sliding in and out. In fact, they were not motorized at all. They were elevated, and then I had the camera at the compensation to keep it level, and then I just used my finger to kind of keep it from accelerating down the slide. You can get slides anywhere. Just started your GoFundMe for the live show, and it's going well. So it might be sooner than later. Well, absolutely great. That is cool. I enjoy helping people. That's what I do. It's what makes me sleep well at night. Of course, I don't actually sleep at all, but I like helping people because when I eventually die at the age of 174, because I smoke cigars and drink scotch, I just want everybody at the funeral go, I mean, he's a nice guy. That's all I really want out of life. We use a Kessler for the business. Love it, but holy crap, it was expensive. Yeah, no, I understand. Which one did you get? I mean, Kesslers, they're built. They're not Chinese. Number one, they're literally built in America. Everything is sourced in America. They're just they believe in that, and because of that, all the engineering, everything's done here in the U.S. and Indiana, and other people will just take their ideas and copy them. I mean, sadly, Ben Rowe, which we talked about previously, they have ripped off Kessler on several things, and it's really, really hard to fight foreign companies on patent infringement. But I mean, I have said many times on many of my old videos, you buy it right, then you only have to buy it once, and that's what I believe with the Kessler. I mean, you get a beast of a device. The Cineslider is by far their most beastly slider. But they have pocket dollies. I had a pocket dolly that I used for a long time, and then I sold it to a friend of mine, Jim Shields, who was on here. He has it now, and he still uses it. It's great. Oh, Cineslider, yeah. So they have the 2 foot, 3 foot, and 5 foot. Which one did you get? If you got the 2 foot, you don't have any problems. All right, Lewis, have a good evening. If you got the 3 foot, you may run into payload issues with support on a single tripod. Not the Cineslider itself. The Cineslider can handle it, but it's the mount to the tripod. You get a little shift as your weight goes off to the edge. If you have the 5 foot, you got to use 2 tripods. Big old dropout there. It's coming back. Okay. If you have the 3 foot, what I do on the 3 foot, especially when I'm running the red on there and it gets really heavy, so I offset it. I put a mount on 1/3 of it, and I stick it on the tripod, and then I use one of those giant magic arms, they call them, from Manfrotto, and I attach it to the other 1/3 and then to the tripod leg, and then I tighten it up. And so you have just one tripod, but it's supported on both ends. But if you're using a 3 foot with 2 tripods, then you won't have any problems. If I knew where that, you know what? I think I do. Stand by 1 second. Let me see if I can grab it in here. I gotta grab boxes and bins and things. Not there. Maybe I don't know where it is. So I'll just keep talking, pretend like I do. And then, oh, now my dog wants back in. Oh, I'm sure about that. I mean, who are we playing? We ain't playing. I can't find it. Yeah. Or unless it's in here. As you hear, oh, there it is. Yay. I can find it. And now I just have to let my dog in. Oh, really? Come on. All right, fine. Stand by. Just walking around the studio. Come on in, dog. Come. Oh, that's cold. Get in here. Psst. Hey, come on. I think he just doesn't like me live streaming. I think my feelings are hurt. That's not cool at all. Because he barked to come in, and then when he saw I was still live streaming, he's like, no, I'm not coming in. That is not cool. Not cool at all. All right, let me demonstrate here. After this brief cigar announcement, okay, so this is a big magic arm, and I think they're called like Nova arms or what have you. So what I do, and you can see it right here, there is just a normal tripod mount right here. I screw this into, so you have your center slider like this. And normally you mount it in the middle or you mount it on two ends. They also have 1/3. So I mount the tripod here, and then I mount this end of the magic arm here. And then I take the other end and go to a tripod leg. And when you tighten this thing up, it's stiff. As soon as I keep tightening it up, keep tightening it up, keep tightening it up. So it maintains that shape exclusively. So that's what I do. And, it works. Well, this has got to be tightened. I mean, it's all solid right there. And that's what I do. And you know what? It allows you to have it on one tripod. You have to be careful. I don't know what kind of tripod you have. Like I've got a carbon fiber that I use a lot, especially when I'm running about. And if you use like this kind of a grip, which is called a Super Mayfair clamp, I believe it's called, you could crush the carbon fiber. So be super careful there. Don't crush your tripod. But otherwise, you get this. And this was not my idea. I got this from a buddy of mine, Preston Kanick, who is a brilliant time-lapser and brilliant shooter. He's out of the San Francisco Bay Area. Great guy. He showed me that trick, and so I completely adopted that. Hey, how many of you guys would be interested in like a tutorial video on time-lapse? Is that something that would interest anybody? And I'll preface that and say I'm not God's gift to time-lapsing, although I'm getting much better. And I have learned from many, many great time-lapsers out there. Mike Sutton, Andrew Walker, Drew Gerasi, I keep saying it wrong. Drew Gerasi is like the king of time-lapse out there. He's the one that did the opening of House of Cards. He's done so many amazing time lapses out there, and he's taught me so much as well. He's also just a super cool dude. But I mean, I would be happy to share everything that I've learned from them and myself. If you, okay, Justin, be interested. Cool. Let's catch up here. It's a great idea. It would certainly make it easier than lugging around two tripods. Yeah. So the way I do that, because it's now one piece and it's offset, so I pick up the tripod and I kick my foot to collapse it, and then I rest the end on my shoulder and I carry it around like this. That way you could get through doors without banging into things. And then when you go back, you just set it back down. And if you do it just right, where your tripod leg is pointing down the slider. When you fold it up, it's going to fold backwards towards the slider, and it works. Yeah, no, I mean, I get you that Bertram barely shifts. It is, it is, let me go grab mine. I just put it away, but I mean, I get you. Hold on one second. Let me grab my slider. Step over my dog, who's now looking at me like, hey, you said you were going. Yeah, well, I'm just here to make my dog dissatisfied in me in life, and I'm sure you guys really enjoy me just talking as I'm walking around my studio. One day I'll get the super wide back, and you'll get to enjoy them. All right, here we go. How do you, Bertram? How do you use your head? Do you put a video head on it, or do you use the low profile mount? How do you do it? Because this, to me, is the simplest way I have found to get, as long as you're doing a single axis move, to have a very low weight, very low profile kind of shot. You do it like that, that way you can, this thing is good for 30 degrees. So if you're elevated, now you've got a perfectly level shot as you go this way. And you may have seen that in one of the shots where I cheated, and technically I put in a dolly shot that was forward. So it went down like that, which is another great way to cheat. But I mean, it's a great way to use a dolly. That's what they're for. Now you got a Cinesliders, man. I need to go watch your video. I'm kind of excited now. The Cinesliders are, they are pricey. They really are. But for those of you who don't have a slider and you are looking for one, Kessler does still have a 15% sale going on right now. So, you can pick up a pocket dolly. If you can't afford that, eBay is a great source for used Kessler gear. And if you can't afford that, then go to the Chinese knockoffs. But you are going to get what you pay for. All right, so let's get back to the chat. Justin says he'd watch the time lapse. Cool. Okay. Bertram says time lapse tutorial would be great. Like you, I'm no guru, but getting better. Yep. Thumbs up on that. Well, thumbs up on what, Will? Is that for the time lapse? The low profile. Okay, so you've got it. Do you use those same feet that I have on there, which are the pullouts? I find those to be really good. Probably not. You're probably not using those at all, actually, on your on your architectural shoots. You probably wouldn't use them. Although I'm going to persuade Bill. Is Bill still on here? Ooh, stream. Whoa, we're dropping frames like crazy. Oh man, I don't want to hear that. That's like all the frames. Come on, catch up. Come on. Not good. Not good. What are we doing? Why are we dropping so many frames? No, it better not be that reason. My stupid time machine started backing up. Is that any better? Hopefully, let's see. Nope. Oh man, I gotta stop moving. I can't drop it any lower. It'll just say my live stream stopped. God, I wish it wouldn't do that. I'm going to have to just move. I'm just going to sell a place and move. Abandon my mother, abandon my neighbors, abandon my farm that I built over many, many years so I can have better internet. Wow. That's like all the frames. Oh, man. It makes me feel bad when this happens. It really does. 'Cause I like to put out quality stuff, and this is not quality. The low profile. I'm rendering the 4K of that now. See how badly Facebook munches it. Yep, no footsies. What was I going to say before it dropped all the frames? oh man, I was talking about something and y'all can't help me because you didn't get to get the frames. You don't know what I was saying. Oh, that's so bad. So bad. Let's talk about sliders. Quit pulling on my back. Time lapse. Oh, yeah, I know what it was. Is Bill Howard still on the chat? If he is, one of the things I was going to want to try is parallax. I feel like parallax is a great thing for people to work on one of the challenges. And for those of you that don't know what parallax is when the foreground moves faster than the background. And that can happen multiple ways. Naturally, it happens if you have a foreground object and you move past it, it will feel like it moves faster than the background object. But you could also fake that as well and force it to be even bigger by starting here and moving as you go by. So you're tilting the background as you tilt the foreground. And parallax is one of the coolest ways to get an interesting shot. Ah, yeah, Bill is on here. I was going to persuade. Have I persuaded you, Bill? I feel like that's one. I don't know when we should do it because I feel like we have a lot of fundamentals to get through before we do that. But I mean, we're gonna up the game a little bit every week, just taking it to the next level because we're trying to push you out of your comfort zone into doing those simple challenges. We say simple, but they are really simple because you're only dealing with 5 seconds or maybe 10, and getting you into thinking three-dimensionally and sometimes four-dimensionally because not only do you have moves that go in X, Y, and Z axis, but you also have time. And time allows you to do a slide with an X, Y, and Z axis, or a jib with an X, Y, and Z axis, or a jib and a slide. That's 5 dimensions. See where we're going? We're going to get you thinking. Got to run, guys. Got to put in more time with my better half. Have a great night, Bertram. Have a great evening. Have a great weekend. Appreciate you stopping by and enjoying the live stream. Yeah, so it shows we still have quite a few people on here, but I don't see anybody in the chat room. We got a lot of lurkers out there. Wonder who these people are. Some people just like put me on in the background and just listen to me. Yes, and we will also have to do time lapse and hyperlapse. Well, hyperlapse is going to be fun. We just have to be real careful now, Bill, because I mean, there's so many things that I would love to teach, and what I don't want to do is I don't want to take someone who may be doing this with their phone. Phone's probably a bad example, or maybe they don't have the ability to do this, and then we've now singled them out and they can't participate. So I want to tread lightly on that, but I definitely want to keep pushing those kind of those advances. Hyperlapse is wild, and it's one of those that I definitely need to work on. Time lapse, I've got a pretty good cope with. You know what? I could pull up my own videos. Look at that. I can do, big bend. Oh, I like this. Apologize. I'm drawing a tattoo for a client. No problem. I'm just giving everybody a hard time. There's no requirements to be completely interactive. After this brief commercial interruption. I'm just going to mute that, skip that ad. We're going to go to the web. So this was a time lapse that I had done in Big Bend National Park. And you're not going to be able to fully enjoy it, but this is time plus, this is 4-axis right here. Let's zoom around there. So this one you can actually see the axes kick in. Some drones will too. That's true. Drones will hyperlapse. The new ones definitely will. Let's see here. This one was odd. That was like a 12-hour time lapse there. Oh no, that one wasn't. Oh, this one was really good. So this was just kind of reviewing my own footage, just live for everybody. This was a shot where I was actually just doing a single slide down, and I never would have got the shot if it wasn't for my wife. She got up and said, "Scott, you need to go ahead and shoot the sunrise. Just do it." And so I got up, and then the clouds just, I mean, they turned into something amazing. And, you know, magic happened at that point. Wow, we're dropping so many frames. So many. Look at Andromeda there. Nope, I guess you can't. I can't seem to pause it. So many frames. Yep. All right. That's not going to work. I'll have to come up with a different solution. Clearly, that type of capture is never going to function. We dropped every frame that we still are. Wow, thanks Hulu for wow. Wife has come in. Wonder if she'll come in and say hello. We're live streaming. You can come in and say hello. Yeah, come around. For those of you who don't know Mrs. Balkum, come on through. This is my better half right here. You gotta look here. You can't look at yourself. You're looking at the wrong one. And that's my dog's tail, and yeah, that's my wife. She just got home from work, so yep. I'm still live streaming, although I seem to be dropping like every packet there is. It's really sad, and I don't want to. Bye. She's not a fan of the live streams. Let him out. He's just going to prance away. So, anybody got any cool stories or questions or anything like that? I usually want to keep these right around 1 hour, unless the chat room is, or not chat room, but you know the whole live stream is just popping and there's hundreds of people on, which has happened. You know, I try to keep these at like an hour. Man, are we dropping frames again? Oh my God, 13% of all packets. This whole last is just useless, isn't it? That's why you're not responding. You can't even hear anything. You know, maybe it's a sign that I need to sign off. I think that's the case. Justin says hi. Yep, cool, thanks. Yeah, I think unfortunately, I think it's going to die before I get any more out. But Bertram already left. Bill, you have a great evening. Justin, you have a great evening. Do not hesitate to reach out. Seriously, I'm happy to walk you through it. Will, you have a great evening. Keep warm, although, what is it, tomorrow it's going to be like 60 degrees. And then who else is on there? Anyone else on there? Bill Hertzing, you have a great evening. Everyone else have a great evening. Do tune in every Monday. I have a new video coming out. I'm trying to do 2 a week, but you know how I like to promise and then never deliver. I'm not promising these so that I can deliver. I know next week I do have a job North Texas, so I will be out on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. So everything's good there. But you all have a wonderful evening, have a wonderful weekend, and as I like to leave it, don't let your passions center around your heart. No. Why is that in my brain lately? I messed that one up. Don't let your passions center around your life. Let your life center around your passions. I keep messing that up. It's my slogan. It makes no sense. It's got to wait 20 seconds. Y'all be good. Have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. Bye.